Hello, this is Nicole with Angelic Therapy and Healing, bringing you your weekly reading, but it's not your typical weekly reading. So for those of you that are here for a typical weekly, come back next week. So next week, as far as I know, we should be having our normal weekly. This week, however, we have, you ladies are going to love this, a special reading for twin flames. Now, the energies for this reading are going to go through the end of January. So, now for some of you, if you are someone and you don't listen to this until, they're saying some of you may listen to this in March. So for those of you that listen to this in a later date, whatever the month is that you listen to it, that is the month that these messages are intended for you. So if you're one of the people that in March you listen to this, or there's going to be some of you in the spring that listen to it, whatever the month is that you listen to it, that is going to be the month that these energies are applicable for you for that month, because that is where you will be at that time. But for everyone else, these are special twin flame messages for the month of January. Now, as far as the cards that I'm using, I'm going to type those below. So just read the details below, because there's a whole lot of cards on this table. So I'm not going to be going over all the decks that we're using. I'm just going to put it below. So pay attention there. Now, cards are already out because there are a ton of cards. You'll get to see once we get started. So they had me just go ahead and shuffle and put them out. So hopefully this will be helpful for all of our twins out there. Get one tissue. Yes, I have my voice back. There's just a little bit of a lingering of the cold, but other than that, thank you for all of your well wishes and your prayers. Nicole is bouncing back, thankfully. Praise God. So if I sniffle, just bear with that. Okay. What? Okay. We're going to cover a number here in a second. They're giving me a number for you guys. So what we have is we have divine masculine, we have the divine feminine, and what we have is the current energy, focus, what's going on in their lives, what's supporting, you know, him, her this month, their challenge for the month, what they're unaware of, what they want their divine, in this case, feminine to know, divine masculine to know, and then what the angels are recommending that, you know, you do for this month. So let me see if I can reach my angel number book. They're giving me a number for you, and they're saying that it's for both of you. They're saying 3. Okay, I got it. Okay, so 319. Some of you, both sides are needing some help, huh? Okay. So for those of you that are curious, I'm reading this number out of my Doreen Virtue Angel Numbers 101 book. So for those of you that get messages from your angels via numbers, this would be an excellent resource for you to have. Of course, you can always Google numbers. So say you're driving, you notice a car in front of you has like 3 of the cars in front of you all have the same exact number. That would be your angels trying to give you a message. So look up the meaning of that number and you'll find out what they're trying to tell you. But Doreen has an excellent book, and that is what I'm going to be reading out of. So 319. The Ascended Masters are giving you ideas and thoughts about your divine life guidance. Pay attention to and follow through with these ideas, because they're answers to your prayers about your mission in life. Okay, that there. Make sure this is... Okay, so let's go ahead and get to this. Wait till we get it to Divine Feminine. When I was shuffling, there were quite a few different cards that popped out at times. So we will shift the cards as we work through it, because we will be running out of room. And we'll deal with those when we get there. Okay, so starting off, Divine Masculine, this first round of messages are for you. So right out the gate, you have two sevens. You have 7 of Michael, and then you have 34, which boils down to 7. And those are your only repeaters. So 2 sevens is a sign of that self-confidence issues are causing some instability or some challenges in a relationship. 2 sevens is also indicative of true love, which is great since this is a twin flame reading. Okay. So your first card that you have is Door to Personal Happiness, and hopefully you guys can see that without a glare. This is, you know, all about new beginnings in our personal life. It's new beginnings also after we have healed ourselves. We have healed any addictions, broken ourselves from addictions, broken ourselves of any habits, any patterns, any behaviors, any self-sabotaging behavior that we have. Because in order to open the doors and walk into a new life, we have to prepare ourselves for that. We have to heal ourselves. We have to be ready to step through the door. And they're congratulating you because many of you have been recently doing some work. They're saying that you have recognized some patterns and behaviors and beliefs that you had that were limiting, self-sabotaging. And you have started to move forward in making those changes. But the big change that will take you into happiness, because you see these doors are wide open, and as soon as you walk through those doors, life completely changes. It becomes magical. You have this rainbow, you have the dove, you have the lily pads, the flowers, the lotus flowers. It's gorgeous. And you have all these thorny bushes and everything like grown up over the door. But when you walk through, it's beautiful. You're not going to get caught on any prickly thorns. Life will be, they're saying blissful, happy for you. So you really want happiness, and that's kind of a thing that's got you really stuck in a bad spot because you don't have happiness. You're not happy with your life, not happy with where things are, how things are going. You're ready for a change. You want that change. And again, they're congratulating you because you have done a lot of the work to prepare yourself to walk through that door. The only thing is you're not walking through that door yet. You have 7 of Michael. And at the bottom it says there is a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer. Review all the details. And you see he's got these 2 paths. He's trying to make a choice. So right now you're at a point in life where you're ready to have some changes. You're ready to get off this dark path. You're ready to venture forward, but you're having some confusion as to which choice to make, which path to go down, which direction to take. But they're saying that deep down you know what path to take. But you're fearful of doing it. For some of you, you're also fearful that you're going to be rejected. If you can see, there's this, you probably can't see it, but there's this peacock there. And when it comes to peacocks, the males are very colorful. They are very vibrant. It's how they attract the ladies. And when you use different Spila cards, the peacock can be indicative of arrogance. Male arrogance, because it's kind of like showing off, like look at me. So for some of you, you're wanting to choose a different path. So for many of you, you've been on the same path for years, for most of your life. You've done things the same way with love. Maybe for many of you, you don't really let your guard down. Maybe some of you don't commit. You see he's got this backpack on his back. For some of you, you jump into a relationship, but you're not really in it. You don't really want to commit. You're kind of afraid of that, but this is how you've always done things. But now that's no longer working for you. You want to settle. You want to have roots. You want to have something that has meaning. Because the relationships Relationships lacking commitment, they're hollow, which did work for you for some time, but it's not working for you now. And they leave you with an empty feeling, and there's not this happiness that you're looking for, this enjoyment, this fulfillment. And a number of you have come to the realization that your twin, that she is the path that, and she is the path that you want to go on. It's interesting, this path that's all lit up and illuminated, it's the door to happiness. So she is the door to your happiness. And many of you are seeing that now, but because of behaviors in the past, because maybe you were that vibrant peacock and you were having other ladies look at you, or maybe you pushed her away and said some hurtful things, or you didn't say anything at all. Maybe you just packed your stuff and up and disappeared. And so now you're like, okay, well, I'm not happy on this path anymore. And Archangel Michael's about to punt kick me in the forehead because I keep going down the wrong path over and over. So for some of you, returning to an ex. For some of you, getting into multiple relationships with people that are the same type of person. So maybe you repeatedly get in relationships with people that are controlling and manipulative and like abusive, toxic relationships. And you notice that every time it's like the same person. Different person, but it's like they're the same. They treat you the same. They make you feel bad about yourself. They make you kind of want to grab your bag and leave and escape. But that's the path that you're comfortable with. That's the path that you've always gone down. But now you're like, this isn't working anymore. I want to choose a new path. But I'm wondering, some of you, you're wondering if it's too late, because you see he's a little bit into this path. He's stepped into the path a bit. So for some of you, maybe you've jumped into another relationship, or you've moved away. You've started a new path, a new beginning, away from your twin, away from what would open you to happiness and these things that you want now. But you're like, man, I don't know if I can turn things around. I don't know if it's too late. But it's not too late, which is why Archangel Michael's trying to stop you. Now, as far as what is supporting you this month, because you do have a lot of support. A lot of you are actually beginning to think that you don't have support, you're all on your own, but you're not. You're actually surrounded by an entire divine team. And what you have is the web weaver. And this is number 6, and across the top it says synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect. And this card is really all about, things being connected. So for many of you, as twin flames, you have tremendous impact. You really do. So when you do things, it does not just help and benefit you. It helps and benefits hundreds of people, thousands of people. You are very far reaching. Your web touches a lot of people. So one of the things that you do when you do come into union with your twin and you do have this unconditional love and this joy and bliss, you're actually helping inspire others to let them know, you know what, life isn't miserable. Life can be beautiful. To give them hope, to give them faith, but that's because it impacts many people. Now the other thing that they're saying is, okay. When you cast your net or you have support, you do have a lot of support. You do have a lot of assistance. But you're also getting, because this is about, synchronicity, because you see things aren't clear. There's all these clouds everywhere. It's kind of smoky. You can see this star way out in the distance, but it's not very clear. It's not like this blaring bright north star that's really leading the way. So you're trying to find your way. But you're really not sure. Am I taking the right path? Am I not taking the right path? But the thing is, you've been receiving a lot of signs, a lot of synchronicity. They have been trying to guide you to the correct path, the path that will bring you happiness. They're trying to show you the way. But the thing is, so most of the signs and information that you're getting, they're signs. It's intuitive information. It's intuitive nudging. So for some of you, it's the synchronistic signs are, you're you'll, They're saying some of you, you're getting messages in commercials. Some of you, you're getting it in music. Some of it, you're hearing people having conversations. You're overhearing conversations in the stores. And maybe for some of you, they're saying her name. Maybe you repeatedly keep hearing her name and you're like, dang it. I keep trying to forget her. Why is everyone saying her name? Why do I keep seeing these signs? Why do I see her name on a billboard? Why do I keep seeing the town that she lives in? What is going on? That's your divine team trying to get you to that North Star, trying to get you to what will bring you happiness and fulfillment. But a lot of you aren't trusting that. But trust it, because again, this is what's helping you this month. They're bombarding you with signs. They're trying to let you know that if you can trust them and just take the steps forward, life will be magical. It really will. But you have to trust, you have to pay attention, you have to have hope, you have to have faith. Some of you have to have patience as well. You've not been very patient with this process of change, because for some of you, you did recognize that, okay, things are not working for me. I need to make some changes. So some of you, you started down this new path. So some of you started a new relationship, or you just, you started a new career, you moved to a different town. You're like, you know what? I'm shaking it up. I'm doing things differently now. But even that new path that you've started venturing down, it's not working. It's not working. You're not happy. You're miserable. And many of you are thinking, well, crud, I made that wrong decision. I don't know if I can trust any of the decisions I make. I don't know if I can trust any of these signs. They want me, there's something with behavior. Okay, I'm going to read, let me get the book. Okay. I want me to read. So these cards in this deck, they always have like this ally messenger and this challenger message. So, okay. So, and again, this is what's helping you this month. The web weaver warns you to address your behaviors in all areas. And this is the challenger portion. Where are you being dishonest with others and with yourself? Are you fearful that you'll be left out in the cold and abandoned if you don't relinquish control? Your strand in the web is beautiful and unique, and you don't need to camouflage who you really are in order to manipulate results. You're challenged to stand tall in your perfect imperfections, see yourself truly, and allow the patterns of your life to be woven into the beauty meant for you and you alone. Keep in mind that if you do what you did, you'll get what you got. The web remembers everything. Do something different this time and watch a miracle. This applies to all your questions in this moment, for everything is connected. And again, that comes back to, for some of you, that's the definition of insanity. When we keep doing the same thing over and over, because again, you keep returning to the same person. You keep going to the same types of people. You keep making the same self-destructive choices. Or drinking. Some of you, there's like addictions. So drinking, addicted to pornography or sexual addictions, or maybe for some of you, you keep returning to the same person for sexual addiction reasons. But there's behaviors, patterns that you've repeatedly done throughout your life. But this month, they're trying to help you break those patterns. This month, they're trying to help you get off that path. They're trying to help you do things differently, because the way you have done it, although it may have worked for you years ago, it does not work for you any longer, and it will not work for you any longer. So that person, those types of people, they're not going to fulfill you. They are not going to bring you happiness, which is why Archangel Michael is trying to firmly stop you, which is why you are getting blasted with signs and synchronicities. They are trying to break you free. And it may not seem like it, but it's actually helping you this month. They are helping you choose a different path. So allow them to do that. Now, many of you are hesitant to do that, because what you actually have for your challenge, which seems kind of counterintuitive, you have the 26, happy, happy card. And you see her, she's like suspended on this egg. And this is all about joy and contentment and fulfillment and, you know, feeling that like life is great, everything's grand. See how she's almost like dancing. She's got her foot lifted back behind her. But this is, you know, being satisfied and happy with how things are, really living in the moment. But it's also, instead of longing for happiness, choosing happiness, being happy with our life even when things aren't going that well. This is also like when it comes to relationships and love, actually having our hearts open for love. Open, because we can't allow love in if we aren't opened up. And if you really do want happiness and joy in a relationship, you want the door to open, you want the bliss, you want the miracles, you want the bliss and happiness. But if you don't open your heart, you can't allow that love in. You can't allow those changes. So the person that holds the key to your happiness, you are not allowing them in. So your twin, you're not talking to her. You've pushed her away. For some of you, you are trying to force happiness in another relationship because, again, for some of you, you're going down this known path that you've traveled. You know, you stay with the same partner. You stay with the same type of partner. Some of you, you jumped into a relationship with somebody because you're like, okay, I know things aren't working with the ex. I know that's not going so well, but, you know, I'm going to make this work. And then you jumped in and you're like, oh my gosh, she's just like the other one. But you're trying to be happy. And again, they are commending you because you did recognize that, okay, there needs to be changes. You just need to tweak it now. You just need to get off that path. There's a different path that you need to be on. But it's a challenge because you are trying so hard. You want happiness. You want fulfillment. You want joy. And you will receive that. You will. Don't give up on what you desire. It's just on a different path. That's all. You're just not going to find on the path that you're on at this time. And for some of you, you feel as though, so for those of you that are in a relationship with someone that is not your twin, you feel as though you have to walk on eggshells with this person. This person, they are very critical. They are, so she's like standing on the side. They are very controlling. Like of a lot of information. It's like you always feel like you're underfoot. You're always being watched. You have to walk on eggshells. You have to watch everything you say, watch everything you do. Some of you feel like you're being under a microscope, like spied on, watched all the time, almost like you're not trusted. It's because it's not meant to be. It's off. Because when you're in a relationship that is filled with unconditional love, there's trust, there's freedom. You know, they don't have to watch what you're doing all the time. You don't have to watch what they're doing all the time. This need to control the other person is not there. That is what you will find in a relationship with your twin. Those of you that are in a relationship with someone else, that is not what you're going to find, which is why it's not working well. Which is why you are not happy, but you long for that. Now, the interesting thing is there's this little hummingbird on here. Hopefully you guys can see that little hummingbird right there. And hummingbirds, they're indicative and a sign of like happiness, which you want really bad, and joy and love. But they're also about eternity and things that are never ending, things that are, you know, infinite. Because the wings of hummingbirds, they actually go in the motion of an infinity symbol. And when you look up things about twin flames, you will often see an infinity symbol because twins are one. Like in the Bible, it talks about, you know, what God has brought together, let no man take away. That's actually talking about twins. Twin flames in the case for this reading, twin souls, but twins are the same soul. throughout eternity, throughout infinity. But you will find your happiness that you're seeking with her, but you have your back turned to her. See how, she's turned, looking the opposite way. So you have who could bring you happiness, even her. Back is turned, back is turned, back is turned. You have totally turned your back on her. The one person who is the key that could unlock your happiness, you've turned your back on them. Now, hummingbirds also teach us the importance and significance of not dwelling on the past. So for some of you, but that's how we learn. We take missteps. But because of missteps in the past, because of paths that you've gone down in the past, maybe for some of you, because of things that have been said between you and your twin, you keep focusing on the past. You keep reliving the past. For some of you that, there's an ex or partner that you just can't seem to let go of, or it ended and it broke your heart. Some of you had your heart broken with a person who, again, they were this dark path. You stayed with them because you were comfortable and not meant to be, trying to get you on a new path, something better. But you're dwelling on that. You're focusing on that. The hummingbird is all about stop dwelling on the past. Let the past go. It's in the past for a reason. It's not intended to be in your future. It wasn't making you happy. It's not going to make you happy, which is why the person's situation's been removed. And for some of you that still have a person that you're holding on to that's the wrong path, they're trying to again remove it. Remove them. Allow it. Hummingbirds also teach us to open our hearts. Because again, how they were saying earlier, the challenge. So for many of you, the challenge is you are just closed off. So you want to go down this path. You want to give it a try again with your twin. They're saying many of you have realized, okay, she's the one. I see that. I get it now. I get it. However, you're very closed off. You're not open to love. You have to open up to that. And the hummingbird is trying to, because again, this is your challenge this month. Your challenge is to open your heart to love. Open your heart to true love. Open your heart to unconditional love. Open your heart to love that will make you happy, will bring you joy and bliss. Yeah, you haven't found it where you've looked in the past. But that's because God has something better for you at this time. And they're also saying, again, don't give up. Just because things haven't worked out in the past the way that you have done things happen exactly as they were meant to. When you look back, that's what's made you you. You've learned a lot. You've grown. You've developed. You've become a better you. Well, that's because of the experiences that you've had. But now it's ready to take those lessons, take the things that you've learned, take it to the next level, and take it somewhere where you're going to find happiness and joy, where you can share that. Now, with the not giving up, hummingbirds are these tiny little birds, but they can fly, and if there's something that they want, they will fly nonstop for 2,000 or so miles straight to get to that destination, to get to that goal, to get what they want. And some of you, that's a challenge for you this month, because although you want happiness, although you want joy, although it is right there, all you need to do is take a couple steps backward and proceed forward down your new path. You're terrified. You're immobilized. You're not doing that. Many of you have given up. You've given up on love. You've even given up on yourself. And some of you are fearful because of this lifestyle that you have had. Some of you, it's almost like you're fearful you're going to be drawn back to that lifestyle, or once you share the things that you have done in the past, that you won't be accepted. But you haven't done anything wrong. You need to stop beating yourselves up. And that's another challenge for you this month. To love yourself and remember that you're amazing. Now, as far as what you are unaware of this month, you have the 5 of Autumn. And at the bottom it says, reach out to others for assistance, poor timing for a career change, feeling challenged by money issues. So you are so close, masculine. You're so close to reaching your goals. You're so close to having happiness and joy. You're so close to things turning around in life. But you do need to ask for help. You see in both of these, he's got his bag. You've packed your bag. You've left the past, or for some of you, you're about to walk out of that relationship. You're about to walk out of that situation. You're about to walk out of those behaviors, those patterns. You're ready to leave it all behind. You're ready to go down the new path. Because in both, his bag is packed. You're ready. You're ready. But a lot of you are so fearful that it is not going to work. You see, he's got his head down here. I mean, she's trying to hand him this yummy, delicious pie. And he's not even looking up at her. He's looking down as though he doesn't deserve it. You are deserving of this. You are deserving of this love. You are deserving of better things than you've had to endure for so long. You just need to trust that. And again, they're trying to show you that with a bunch of signs. You just need to trust. Trust. Open up. Allow it. For some of you, it's also opening up and sharing your emotions. Communicating. Now, this is also because a lot of you, you're very fearful. You're very worried. You're terrified. Okay, well, what if things turn out just like they have in the past? And so you're kind of like a negative Nancy. For those of you that are named Nancy that are listening to this entire reading, you would not be a negative Nancy because you are a twin, but that's the term everyone uses. But always think of the worst case scenario. Really thinking there's no way things are going to turn around. There's no way that this is going to happen. Oh my gosh, I'm so stuck. Nothing's going to improve. A lot of doubt, a lot of fear. But the problem is when you focus on that, you just create more of it. You just create more blocks. You create self-fulfilling prophecies. If you can shift your thoughts, shift your perspective to a positive outlook, shift yourself into remembering that you are worthy of this, you are deserving of this. Also know that there's a lot of help. You have a lot of divine help surrounding you right now. So for some of you, there are a lot of obstacles and challenges that you're facing. It's not just with relationships that you have, but you have things going on with work. And you just, a lot of you are just feeling like you don't have help. Like no matter what, everything's going wrong, but you're surrounded by help. You're surrounded by assistance. Oh, you're not asking. Okay. You have to also ask for help because the thing is to remember, we have free will. So we can be surrounded, and you're surrounded by a divine team. You've got all these angels that are there wanting to help you. And they can sit all day long ready to jump in and help. But if you do not ask for their help, they're not going to jump in and help you. They will sit and they will facepalm all day long like, why won't he ask? When is he going to ask for our help? How long is he going to suffer? How long is he going to allow himself to be miserable? Just waiting for your help. The moment you ask for their help, they'll step in and help you. But you have to ask and you have to allow them to help. But what you don't know is if you ask for their help, if you allow their help, if you stop the self-doubt, the worry, the fear, things will very rapidly turn around because this is 5. 5 is all about changes. Your life will entirely change, every area of it, when you ask for some help. Now, you have 2 cards that are what it is that you want your divine feminine to know this month. Now, the first card is overcoming obstacles. And at the bottom it says you can overcome anything. Now, this is all about, you know, having the strength to overcome anything, like really, truly having the skills, the ability, like there's nothing that's going to stop you. I mean, it may appear there is no way that I'm going to get around this boulder, but you can. There's plenty of space here to move around it to the right-hand side. Okay. You see this robin? There's like this robin here. Robins, they show up in the springtime. So they're all about new beginnings, fresh starts, new growth, new opportunities. They typically will come in when there is something that we have to learn. Because, you know, again, if we're going through a karmic cycle, no matter what that karmic cycle is, you know, karmic, just to look at it, it's a lesson. So maybe we're changing jobs, maybe we're starting a business, maybe we have an ex that we can't let go of, maybe we have the same type of partners that continually come up. The reason for that is because there was something that we're supposed to learn. So maybe it's a relationship, it's a toxic relationship where someone is, you know, controlling and manipulative. Well, the robin is saying, you know, that was a lesson for you to step into your power, not allow someone to treat you that way. But robins are, you know, you learned something. But the reason you learned something is because when you have that aha, like, oh, that was the lesson. Well, then you can walk off that path and move to a new path. You're like, okay, cool, I got it. New path, new lesson, new beginning. Robins are also about, you know, divine sacrifice and wisdom and patience. So this is twofold. We're going to tie this together, Six of Roses. But so for some, divine feminine with the divine masculine is wanting you to know is that you are going through some tremendous challenges right now. You feel as though you can't overcome some of the obstacles that are on your path. You are at a point for some of you of wanting to give up. You got the sword. It kind of makes me think of Excalibur's sword because, again, you had to be of pure heart, be doing things from a place of integrity to be able to use the sword. So for some of you, you know, you are going through some things. Could be legal, could be situations at work, could be any situation where what you are doing is going to also be it's going to benefit and help others. You see there's like this heart of the sword. So it's something that you are doing from a place of love. But your divine masculine wants you to know that you are capable, you will be able to overcome those obstacles. Don't allow some temporary hiccups and challenges to deter you, to stop you. Because you've got this robin. So the moment that you overcome those obstacles, the moment you're like, okay, I'm not giving up, I've got this. The robin is sitting at the top of that boulder right by the sword. As soon as you overcome this obstacle that you are in, ladies, you will have a new beginning. And many of you, you will have a new beginning with your twin. Now, the other card is Six of Roses. And at the bottom it says the War of the Roses. And this, you know, traditional tarot, this would be cups. So it would be Six of Cups. And you can see it's like very stormy. You see all these clouds up at the top. And you've got these two castles. It's like one team is going to battle with the other. They've got the lines drawn. They're in the midst of this battlefield. They both have their flags. Now if you look, the one flag is blue and it's got this white rose. And this one's yellow and it's got this red rose. And then thrown on the ground, you've got this green flag that has a combination of the two roses. Okay. So we're gonna come back to those flags in just a second. So this card's about war. Going to war. You know, this can be You know, could be going to war at work, going to war with family, but this is about going to war with your twin. And you know, when people go to war, it's often like a power play. But this is a war because of a lack of reciprocity, communication, things being out of balance, one giving more than the other. So things have come to a halt. They're stuck. They're not moving forward. So, in order to leave this battlefield, in order to stop this war, this battle, you know, they can't come together and hang out and have a feast together if they're always on guard and fearful of what the other is going to do. So Divine Feminine, your masculine wants to leave the battlefield with you. They don't want to continue to do battle with you. You know, when I was saying that we're going to come back to the flags, blue is all about communications. And white is innocence and purity. So for many of you, things that you have believed about your twin, the masculine, are not true. They're not as bad as you think. But he has not communicated that with you. You know, when a knight comes in, a knight has this banner flying behind him, it's because a knight is coming in with news. They're coming in with information. He wants to come in your direction. He wants to share this news with you. He wants to clear the air because there hasn't been any clarity. He wants to share the truth. He wants to give you clarity. He wants to end things. He wants to get off the battlefield. But he is fearful that you will not accept him. He is fearful that you won't have anything to do with it. He's fearful you are not going to let your guard down. Because again, you are mirrors of each other. Yellow is all about joy, happiness. You have a red rose, love. So for so long, you were offering love. You wanted love with him. You wanted a relationship. You wanted to build something with him. But because you waited for so long, that flag's not being held upright anymore. So for many of you, you're like, you know what? I don't really know if I want this anymore. Because I feel like I've been trampled on. See, because this is red and white. This is combining these two roses. So you wanted to combine something. You wanted to build something. The heart chakra color is green. You loved him. You wanted to build something. You do still love him, but you wanted to build something together. You wanted to create something, but you felt like it was ignored. It was not wanted. It was thrown on the ground and trampled on because this one's all torn up and beat up. And because of that, this offering of love and joy and everything, it's not upright. It's not there anymore. And instead, you've come to a stance of defense. What he wants you to know is that the things that have happened in the past, the two of you will be able to overcome them together. He wants to overcome them with you. He's at that point. He's at the point that he's ready to communicate with you. He's ready to share those things. But in order for that to happen, you have to let down your guard. You have to let the past go. You have to let the past hurts go. And you have to be able and ready and willing to start with a new, clean slate. A new, fresh beginning. You cannot have a new, fresh beginning with him if you are still holding on to things from the past. But if you withdraw your sword, if you forgive the past to know that, you know, we were both going through our own healing. Because again, green's also the color of healing. So if you look at like, okay, you know what? I did some things that I regret in this connection with him. I did some things I'm not so proud of either. We're both at fault. And if you really look at it, you weren't healed and ready anyhow. Because again, twins won't come into union until they're both healed and ready. Which is why divine timing's at play. So you weren't ready either. But if you can look at that and be like, you know, it was a time for us to both heal. It was a time for both of us to prepare. If you can let the past hurts go, you can release that, you can pull out the sword, you will overcome that and you will be able to have a new beginning with him. But ladies, you are in the lead. Because energetically, if you continue to hold on to this disappointment, anger, hurt, sorrow, energetically, even if the two of you aren't talking, it will keep him from moving forward and communicating with you. Even if he's the one that stopped the communication. So for some of you, you're like, well, you know, he's the one that stopped communications. He's the one that ignored me. He's the one that unfriended me, stopped talking to me, deleted me from however it transpired. But he will repair those things when he energetically feels as though he can move forward in your direction. And he will know that and feel that energetically when you've let the past go and you're ready for a new beginning and a new slate. Now, as far as what's recommended, masculine, you have five cards. Okay. Okay, so first off, they're coming back to that message of, you know, help, and they've mentioned it a few times. You have lean on God and the angels for support. At the bottom there is a prayer. Dear God and angels, I give you this, briefly describe the situation now and completely. Sorry, I have to turn it so I can read it. You guys can see it with no glare and I can't read it, vice versa. So give me 1 second. I step out of the way and allow divine miracles to shine through everyone and everything involved. So you don't like help. For you, you think that help is needing help is weakness, but it's not. We all need help. Everyone at some point needs help. They need assistance. You need assistance. You have assistance. You're just not accepting it. You're also not asking for it. You have a solution at hand. You have a completely new path right there. But in order to open up to that path, see, Jesus' arms are wide open. You need to open up. You need to allow love in. But you need to allow people to help you. Ask God and the angels to help you. For some of you, you also need to, they'll help release your fear and your worries, because you have a lot of fear and doubts and worries. For some of you, there's worries about money. But they're also going to help you financially with money as well. But let others help you. Ask for help. And for some of you, it's help with your feelings. You're not wanting to, okay. You're not wanting to open up to your feelings. This other card that you have, surrender to the wisdom of your body. At the bottom it says, listen to your body's messages about a person or situation. If you feel physically drained or uncomfortable, be cautious. If you are energized and happy, move forward. So, okay. Some of you are having physical things. So because you are overcome by fear, you want to create a new beginning. You want happiness. You want these things. The way in which you have been going about creating those, it's not working. But our chakras, our energy centers in our body, your solar plexus, your sacral chakras, both those kind of combined are about intimacy, connection, relationship, creating, stepping into our power. You are having, a lot of you are having stomach problems. So because you want to create something, you want happiness so bad, you want a new beginning, but the way you've been going about is not working. They are trying to get you abort that plan immediately. But you haven't aborted that plan out of fear, out of worry, out of doubt. And it's manifesting physically in your body. So you're sick. Some of you have had like they're saying irritable bowel syndrome problems. Some of you have a lot of nausea. Some of you have very upset, sick stomachs a lot. It's because they want to help you create something new. It's just not the way that you've been going about it. And the more you continue down the wrong path, the sicker you're going to get. So listen to your body. Because not only are you getting signs from the divine, but now it's showing up in your body. And when it starts to show up in our body, it's time to start paying attention. Because it only goes downhill. Listen to what your body is telling you. Now, the other thing that they are saying, okay, so masculine, if you're listening to this reading, let's be honest. You've already gone through your awakening. You know that you are a twin flame. You know, and you get a lot of divine information. You get a lot of intuitive information. You know that you have telepathic communications with your twin. You are awakened. Many of you have even ventured in, even though your twin, she'd be shocked to discover, you actually have started to, some of you have gone to see spiritual healers, shamans. Some of you have started venturing into yoga. Some of you have had readings, and that's all beautiful. And your divine team, they're glad that you've been doing those things. That's what you need to be doing. But you're good with meditation. You're good with getting signs and images and all that stuff. So, an exercise for you to do. Okay. Okay. So sit down and meditate. And meditation doesn't have to be some holding a specific pose and holding your hands a certain way and breathing, you know. We all do it different. It's funny, years ago I told somebody, I said, well, yeah, I don't meditate like normal people do, because all I do is I sit and pray. That's me talking to God. And then I quiet my mind and I let God talk to me. So that's all I do. Whatever way you do that, to relax. But close your eyes. Relax. Start off by thinking of your twin. Envision her in front of you. Pay attention. How does your body feel? Do you feel like heart fluttering? Do you feel excitement? The next thing is envision her giving you a rose. And look at the rose. Is the rose lush? Is it beautiful? Does it appear that it's been taken really good care of? It's been loved. It's been cherished. It's been valued? Because that would be a sign as to how she views you. You would be the rose. That would be the love that she offers to you. But pay attention to the rose. What's the shape that the rose is in? How does your body feel? And then, and they're saying when you do this, ask that God and Jesus and Archangel Michael help you with this meditative exercise, because they're going to keep they're going to keep things from coming in from outside. So make sure you ask God, Jesus, Archangel Michael, protect me. Make sure it's only you helping me during this meditation, and to help me get the messages and information that I need to know. Then, start this meditation. Once you are done with your twin, if you have a person that you are in a relationship with, do the same thing with that person. Envision them in front of you. See how your body reacts. Notice any pains, any discomfort, any and all sensations. Pay attention to those. Then envision her giving you a rose. And pay attention, what is the condition of that rose? Because again, that is indicative of her love for you, how she cares for you. Is it withered? Is it dried up? Is it missing stems? Is it filled with a lot of thorns? Or is it beautiful? Is it lush? Pay attention to what the shape of the rose is. For those of you that have a partner that you continually go back to, that's a toxic relationship, do the same thing with them. For some of you, they're saying there's going to be one person. For some of you, there's just going to be your twin. For some of you, there's going to be your twin and one person. Some, there's going to be your twin and a couple of people. But for every person that you are romantically involved with, do this exercise. And pay attention to what you get. because that's going to confirm for you all these other signs and things that you've been given, that they've been trying to get you on the right path. Now, fear, because again, many of you are sick because of fear. Fear is manifesting and showing up in your body. So the other thing they're recommending you do this month is to get rid of your fear. This is vacuum away fear. And at the bottom it says, call upon Archangels Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from you, your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. So, oftentimes when we're fearful of something, we will focus on something else. We will throw ourselves into work. Sometimes people will throw themselves into drinking, partying, any all behaviors, so that they do not have to deal with making a choice, so they do not have to feel the pain and sorrow, so that they do not have to accept and face the fact that they're miserable and not happy, so that they don't have to make any choices, shake things up to get somewhere better. But when we are doing those things, they make things worse for us. And it's coming from a place of fear, and it makes us feel worse. It starts to affect our body. That's what's going on with you, masculine. So they're encouraging you this month to stop the avoidance tactics that you've been doing. Stop the drinking, stop the partying, stop the carousing, and for some of you, it's not been easy to jump into other partnerships, but you have. But all these things that you've been doing that aren't fulfilling you, it's time to give those things up. And also ask that ask Archangel Michael to cut cords between you and others. You know, send them their energy, bring you your energy back, because for some of you, you are attached to some very toxic people. And you're picking up on their energy, and it's not positive energy. So ask that they cut those cords. Remember, you are protected. You've got this arch of stars above his head. You are protected. Remember that. And ask that they help you completely release your fear so that you can move forward, so you can open this door to new beginnings and happiness. Now, next card that you have is, add some. Number 22, a traditional tarot, this would be the World card. See how she's like sitting at this desk and she's looking at this book, but she's really curious about what's going on around her. Like, she's got this angel to her left. She's got all these spiritual beings around her, but she's curious. She's interested in that. But the word add some, it has a lot of meaning. It can be, you know, helping you stay in the present moment, really focus on things that are currently going on around you. Because again, she's not focused on her book. She's not paying attention to her book. She's not paying attention to the fact that she's got somebody standing behind her. This is also about stepping into your own strength. It's also about, you know, declaring out loud, what is it that you desire? What are your wishes? What are your dreams? Declaring that. Stating it out loud. You know, I am ready for the next chapter of my life. I am ready to walk through the door to happiness. I am ready to leave this toxicity behind. I am ready for a new start. But declare it. Say it literally out loud. Because sometimes people get frustrated of, you know, I keep praying for these things. I keep wanting these things. I keep wishing for these things. I keep wanting happiness. I keep getting misery. I keep wanting things to get changed, and then they're not. You know, I do visualizations. I'm saying affirmations, and nothing's working. Oh, they're saying some of you saying affirmations in your head. But oftentimes it's because you haven't claimed it. And to claim it is to proclaim it out loud. Out loud. I am ready for the next chapter of my life. I am ready for a fresh start. I am ready to have a conversation with my beloved. I am ready to have a conversation with my twin flame. I am ready to move forward with her. I am ready to be happy. Say it out loud. And then watch things turn around. Now, the main thing is, masculine, you do have to make a choice. You really have to make a choice, and that is something they are encouraging you to finally do this month. You have 8 of Scrolls, which is Paths Unknown. Traditional tarot, this would be a Swords card. So you've been stuck, you've been paralyzed, you're not making a decision, you're not moving forward, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling paralyzed. Many of you, it's because of a disappointment that you've had. And you're just really not sure what path to take. You're just really not sure where to go from here. You know, do you go down the path that you've always done, you've always chosen? Do you go down the path of the things that you're comfortable with? Or do you do something new? Do you go down the safe path that you're like, oh, I know what's going to happen there. You know, this is the path I've always chosen. Look, it's illuminated, because she has these 3 paths. She's got this one in the middle. You know, it's safe. It's the path that, you know, you've always taken. You know what you're going to get with this path. Yeah, you're not happy. It's not really what would make your heart sing. It's not unconditional love. It's totally on condition. So for some of you that have this relationship that you just have refused to let go of, for some of you, you've been off and on with this person like your entire adulthood. You're miserable. They're miserable. It doesn't fulfill you. It actually makes you feel lesser than, because for some of you, this person tears you down. But you know what you're going to get every time. So you're comfortable with it. It's not happy, but it's what you know. And for some of you, you're just too terrified to do anything differently. And then for others, so for some of you, it is choosing between 2 people. It's choosing between your twin and someone else. Or it can be choosing between, okay, do I want to move forward with my twin, or do I want to stay single? Do I want to continue to stay down this single path where I'm just like a loner, or do I want happiness? Do I want to move forward with her? For some of you, it's choosing between 3 people, because you have the path that you've always known, that you've known for years. See, it's totally illuminated. You're like, I know how that's going to turn out, because it's turned out the exact same way for years. Or you've got this other path, because again, for some of you, you know, you left this relationship and you're like, okay, I'm going to jump into another relationship, but she's just like the other one. Or, okay, you've been in this relationship for a little bit. There's a little bit of illumination. You kind of know what you're going to get. Kind of still a wild card. You're not sure. But then you have this 3rd path. And the 3rd path, you're like, well, I don't know. It's totally different. I don't know if I can do that. It's unseen. I'm not really sure what's going to happen on that path. It's, you know, she's different than the other people that I've been with, and you know, it doesn't seem like safe because it's not the same thing that was done, and you know, she's not like the woman I'm with or my ex. So you've turned your back on her. You see, she's got her back turned to that path, and that's what you've done. That's the path of your twin. But because, you know, it's a path that wasn't expected, you think it's a little risky. You're thinking, well, what if they have an agenda? You know what? I'm not going to make a decision. You know, this is encouraging you to go down the unknown path, to make a decision to try something new. Have confidence with that. Because if you can step into that, you will have some extraordinary opportunities. You will have new beginnings. You will have things start that you weren't expecting. They're also saying, okay, you'll have okay, so you're going to have the things that you were desiring. Now, the interesting thing, they're saying it's having the wisdom. There's this owl up here in this corner. Having the wisdom to discern what choice to make. Because interestingly, you have these 3, I don't know if you guys can see this. You have these 3 animals. You have a fox, you have the squirrel, and you have the raccoon. Now, hopefully you guys can see that. You got the 3 paths. So, the path you've always chosen has a squirrel by it. But it's bright. You know where the path is going to lead. You know how it's going to turn out, but it has a squirrel next to it. And squirrels are all about being practical. Because squirrels, you know, they go and they gather nuts and they prepare for the winter. You know, it's like clockwork. So this relationship with this person, it's like clockwork. You know what's going to happen. You know how things are going to happen. Squirrels can also be signs that, we really need to have more fun in our lives. We need not be so serious. But for many of you, you have stayed in this relationship for financial reasons. To provide for yourself, to support yourself, or to provide support for that person. But it's comfortable, it's safe. When they're making my ear, okay. Comfortable, safe, it's what you've always known. That's the middle path. That's the path you've always chosen. Now, for some of you, you've got this other path, and there's this little raccoon there. For some that you have 3 partners, 3 potential interests, this is a person that is someone that you're in a new relationship with. Could be someone that you were with for a brief time. Maybe you bounced back to the ex again. But it's someone that you've dated for a bit. Because that path's got some big chunks of illumination, so you kind of know how things are going to go. It's kind of a safer route because, again, you're turned toward either of these 2 paths. You've got your back turned to that path. But squirrels, your middle path, practical. Raccoons are like masked. If you ever look at a raccoon, they have a mask. There's things that you don't know. They're thieves. There's deception involved. And when a raccoon, raccoons are signs that we need to let someone go. We need to let something go. That there's something going on that we are unaware of. There is something that is hidden. Now, the interesting thing is, you see how the back is turned to the path with the fox. Now, many people look at the fox like, okay, foxes are tricksters. So many of you, you've turned your back to your twin flame because you're like, okay, I don't really know how things are going to happen with her. I think she's lying to me. I think she's deceiving me. I don't think she's being honest. But foxes, they're very bright. They're very intelligent. They're cunning. They can think outside the box. They can overcome obstacles. But foxes are known as luck. Like pure, huge luck. Like huge blessings. Fortunate blessings. Foxes are a very positive sign to have. Now, you have this choosing, picking a path. You have it twice. Masculine, they're encouraging you this month to finally make a decision. But make a wise choice this time. Because for some of you, you jumped into a relationship with someone, the path known, and you've realized, oh shit, I chose the wrong one. I should have chosen her. I should have chosen this path that's going to bring me happiness. I should have chosen the path that's going to be of luck. But instead I chose wrong. They're trying and they are encouraging you this month to make a choice, make a wise choice. You see how there's this bag on the ground by the fox with all these scrolls? Kind of reminds me of like the Dead Sea Scrolls. This is your divine path. But you've got to turn around. You have to turn around. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm going to shift these over. We're going to start on the feminine. Hopefully that helps, masculine. Okay. Move these. Do a little Vanna White move. Okay. So feminine. Let's see what you've got. Actually, move them over a little more. I think we've got room. Yes. Okay. Yeah, when I was shuffling, all types of cards were popping out. So you ladies have got a lot of stuff going on. Now, just seeing if we have. Look at that. And look at that. Okay, ladies, this is going to be interesting. Okay, now. You have Okay, you do have 2 6s. They were telling me that you had 2 6s. I'm like, I don't see another 6 anywhere. That's why I checked those cards. You do. Okay, you do have 2 6s. They're right. They're always right. Like my mom, but like worse. They're like, because they're right all the time. You have a 6 here and you have a 6 there. Okay, so 2 6s. For you, it's about issues regarding surrounding equality within a relationship. So, for most of you, this is talking about, you know, issues with giving and taking with regards to your twin. Because, you know, again, earlier the message from the Divine Masculine was for you ladies to let the past go. That yes, things were out of balance. You were offering love. You were offering this new beginning. You wanted these things. You felt like, well, okay, it was all trampled on. He didn't want it. He threw it on the ground. He let his horse run over it 18 times. He spit on it. Don't forget him. I'm just moving on. But Miss Allie, come here. So, okay. Well, you guys get to see Allie a second because she's not going to chill out. Say hello, Miss Allie. You going to say hello? You going to show your pretty sweater? Okay. Now sit down, please. Okay. Many of you are on the brink of giving up. And frustrated because you have given, because you did want that and it didn't happen. Now, it's interesting because in all your cards, they're like dual. You know, I was thinking it was interesting when I was shuffling that 2 cards two cards were repeatedly coming out of decks when I was shuffling. And you've got like work and money, work, money, work and money. But then on the flip side, you've got love, love, love. So there is, okay. So ladies, one of the big things with being a twin is the divine feminine. You are harnessing, bringing back that feminine power. You are the one in the lead with your relationship with your twin. But it's also harnessing that feminine power for all of humanity because, you know, women have been oppressed and such for years. Now, keep in mind when you are listening to this reading, you know, I know that there are divine feminine masculine bodies. I know there are divine masculine feminine bodies. So whichever one you fall on, because when it comes to twins, one is definitely a masculine, one is definitely a feminine. It doesn't matter what body they're in. But you will have one on each side of the house. But divine feminine, you're bringing back the feminine power. You're helping women remember how powerful they are. One of the things is you are the one in the lead and in control of this relationship, which is why, again, he wants to come in your way, but it hinges off of you. You hold the power. You are the key. You have forgotten that. But some of you haven't. Some of you, though, are very frustrated because you're like, oh my gosh, this is not happening. The reason why is because as twins, we have separate missions that we have to do. You know, so there are things that we are intended to do here on our own. There are things that we are intended to do in union with our twin. For many of you, there is something that you need to first accomplish, something you need to first complete with regards to work. So, and then once that is completed, you will be able to move forward. But you're really getting frustrated with it because you're ready for love. You want to move forward with love. You want that. You desire that. Even like when you start off with your current, you know, energies here. Actually, we'll cover that. So for your current energies, you have the woman holding a coin. And you know, this is a woman she is very wealthy. She has a lot of success with work, with career, with finances, with money. again, she is wealthy. Some of you, you are wealthy. You have a very good job. You are very successful. You're very busy with something that's going on at work right now. And you're having to rely a lot on your intuition because you have Goddess of the Moon. You see she's stretched up. She's got her arms up toward the moon. The moon is, you know, when there's a full moon, yes, we can see things a little better, but it's not the sun. Things are not very clear. We have to, you know, rely on our intuition. We rely on, you know, trust our gut. So for many of you, you're really kind of stuck at this point, because then you also have 9 of Raphael. And this is, you know, make a wish, dreams becoming reality, a joyful time in life. This is all about our hopes and dreams becoming a reality, coming true, life being magical, all of our fears and doubt and worries all fading away. We also have a dog, which is indicative of loyalty. So, where you are currently, you're having to rely heavily on your intuition. So many of you, you really want love. You really want love. You really want happiness. You want the dreams to come true, but you just feel like they're stuck. They're stalled. Many of you, you actually question. So you want this beautiful beginning. You want to create that. You want to have that with your twin. You really want that. Some of you question his loyalty because of things that have transpired in the past. And you're beginning, you know, you see the sky's almost like a rainbow. So you've always thought, well, I think things would be magical. I think he's the one. I think he could be loyal, but you've been intuitively getting that because physically you haven't been getting anything. Physically, many of you are not even talking to him. Physically, some of you, he's in another relationship. You know, you're physically thinking, okay, this is not going to work. So some of you have been really questioning your intuition. Like, you know, did I miss the mark? Because I thought it was meant to be with him. I thought he was the one, but you know what? It's just not working. And then meanwhile, many of you, you have this other thing that you have to accomplish first. So for many of you, it's something at work. Some of you, it's something legal that you're going through. Some of you, this is you know, you're trying to start your own business and, you know, it's just not coming up off the ground. It's not picking up smoothly. It's one challenge after another challenge. But that is because this thing for you that is tied to your finances, tied to work, your career, your business, this has to, see how there's this chunk in this coin missing? It has to be completed first. Almost like a puzzle. When you put a puzzle piece in there, it will be completed, then you can move to this new beginning. So for many of you, this is something that you have to complete first. So for some of you, you have to start a new career in something spiritual. Some of you just need to start a new career in something else that you're destined to do. Some of you, it's a legal battle. But for many of you, the thing that you are doing is something that's going to help many others. Because that is one of your missions. That is one of the things that you are here to do. And until you complete that, because that is something you are going to be doing on your own, he is not going to help you with that. And he is not going to be coming in until that is completed. But again, that's you stepping into your power. Because you are powerful. You have been given this special, unique mission. It has to be completed first. And then when it's completed, then you will have your dreams coming to reality. Things coming true. These things that you've been hoping for, praying for, longing for, happening. But one chapter has to end before the other begins. But you've had a lot of trials, a lot of tribulations, a lot of blocks. Don't allow those things to stop you. Stand up, face your fear, face your adversaries, face everything head on. Because many of you are you're very discouraged. You're very frustrated because you feel as though things are stuck. Things really aren't moving. And again, because it's a big mission. It's something that you are destined to do. It's something that which is why it's not easy, because when you are an agent for change, big changes require big sacrifices. They require, you know, big milestones, things that are worthy of change, which typically it's typically for something that's going to change, that's going to affect many other people. It's usually something that's big. And usually if there's something that is monumental, that you're trying to fight, you're trying to change, you're trying to do, that's going to impact hundreds and thousands of other people, it's not going to be easy. Especially you're a very powerful light worker. You're a twin flame. So you have to remember there's also a spiritual war going on right now. So you are intended to do this. This is something you are destined to do. It's different for all of you. So for some, you know, it could be starting your own business. It's a myriad of things it could be. But you are destined to do this. And you know this in your heart and your soul. You won't come into union with your twin until it's complete, but you are very close. You're very, very close. They're saying to not give up. Because that's why things are, you know, on hold. Some of you are getting really frustrated because you're thinking it's him. Like, oh my gosh, he's never going to make choices. He's never going to do these things. Blah, blah, blah. Well, divine timing is at play. For a number of you, the big piece is you completing this cycle. When you complete this karmic cycle that you are in, he is going to complete the karmic cycle that he has been in. And then you will be able to move forward. And that's when you both finally get your dreams coming true. Now, don't give up. Because again, ladies, you are to step into your power on all fronts. Okay. So, take for example medical retirement. Okay, those of you who've been following for a long time, you know I survived a rocket detonated by me in Afghanistan. I'm lucky, blessed to be alive. I'm a little walking miracle. But, you know, I do have permanent serious injuries and things that are a result of the blast. And I've been going through this medical retirement stuff for quite some time. And, you know, getting the military to acknowledge my injuries and things have happened. And it's just been a complete and utter nightmare, which is why it's been going on for so long. And at times it can be very frustrating because if I were a man, I wouldn't have these struggles. You know, they would have awarded my Purple Heart. They would, you know, they would have already retired me. They would be looking at me as like a revered hero. But that's not how things have been going because I am a woman. So I know as a twin flame, I know that this is my mission. I know that this is something that I have to complete. They told me a while ago that I have to complete this before I come into union with my twin. I've known that. It hasn't made it any easier. It's been extremely frustrating because it's like both sides. It's been difficult. Because as a woman, I had to face, you know, not only the worst day of my life, but I've had to deal with some terrifying health problems, and I've had to endure harassment, discrimination, and a hostile work environment, and falsification and disposal of my military medical records, and denial of my Purple Heart, and denial of the compensation I'm entitled to, and so much more. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. And, you know, I can't share details and everything, but it's bad. It's bad. It's a lot. So much is funny. One of my friends, she knows a number of people in Hollywood that are decision makers for movies, and she's like, oh my gosh, she's been just so excited. She's like, okay, when you're ready to talk, please let me call my friends because they will be clamoring to make this a movie. This is going to be a movie. And I have a couple other friends that are like, oh my gosh, you need to write a book. We're going to help you get published. You need to get this out in a book because it's a lot, and it's unbelievable. But as a twin flame who has chosen to go through this experience to help, as a woman, step into my own power, but to also help other veterans, help other wounded, so that they don't have to fight these battles. You know, it's had to get pretty hairy, and there's a lot there, and it's required all of my attention because it's a lot. And then when you have that, you know, it's like, okay, I know he's my twin. I can't wait to come into union. Oh my gosh, I'm stuck in this mess. But I don't get this until this is completed. And I share this with you because that is the situation. Now, granted, we're not in the exact same situation, but you are in a very big change in life. Each of you are doing something very special and very unique and huge. Huge. To help yourself step into your feminine power, to help other women step into their power, and to help humanity as a whole. And don't doubt yourself, because you may think, oh well, I'm just changing careers, I'm just going into a new marketing career. That's huge, because you have remarkable gifts where you're going to help people grow their businesses. You're going to be able to help them market themselves. You're going to be able to help them get out there. It's huge. It's also huge for you because you're changing careers. You're like, how am I going to provide for myself? How am I going to support myself? Then you've got the dark trying to stop you because they know that you're going to be doing some phenomenal freaking things. You're going to be you're going to be changing lives of others. They don't want you to do that. So they're trying to stop you. So you're like dealing with nightmare after nightmare. You got this black cat. You feel like, oh my gosh, I've got all this dark stuff blocking me. But remember, you have an entire team supporting you. You're a twin flame. So even though you are under attack, because let's be honest, ladies, we have all been under attack, especially the past 1-2 years while we've been making these changes. But when you're about to reach that point of change is when the attacks become frequent, nonstop, and that's where many of you are. It's even affecting your health for some of you. But don't stop. Do not give up. It's hard. It is hard. Many of you are worn out. You're tired. But you do have the strength to do this. You would not have been chosen to come down here if you were not badass, powerful women. You have the strength. Remember that. Do not allow any psychic attack that you're coming under to deter you, to stop you. Do not allow heartache because you're not yet with your twin. You're like, oh my gosh, why do you all keep bombarding me with these signs and it's not happening? Just know you got to finish this chapter first. That's all. And don't allow the psychic attacks to bother you either, because again, remember, you've been divinely chosen. What you are doing, these changes that you are making affect you and hundreds and if not thousands of other people. God is not going to allow that to be stopped. It's not going to stop, period. The dark can try to step in and stop you all they want, but they're not going to. You are surrounded by God and Jesus and hundreds of angels. They are helping you. Even when it seems like they're not, they are. Because for many of you at this point, they're saying that you are at one of the darkest and most bleak points in this journey. But remember that you're not alone. They're there to help. Similar to your twin, let them help. You both are stubborn, and I get it. I'm a Scorpio, and my moon sign is Sagittarius, and my twin, he's a Sagittarius, and it's funny because his moon sign is Scorpio. I don't even think he knows that. But those are two signs that are very stubborn, and when you have both, yeah, it makes for quite a dynamic. So I get stubborn. I get thinking, oh no, that's a weakness. To ask for help is a weakness. I'm strong. I got to be strong. You are very strong. But if you ask for some help, you can get this puzzle piece thrown in there quite fast. Ask for help. Let them help you. Ask for help from your friends and family. And ask everyone here in this channel for help. Because, we are a community. We really are, ladies. We're a community. We are here to love each other, to help each other, to support each other. So I'll kick it off. I will start off by asking each of you for your help. So I have a hearing for my retirement in under 2 weeks. And that's actually why I'm not taking appointments. So, because we're getting ready to go and do this hearing thing. And it's taking all of my time right now. So for those of you that are current clients that I told you, January, not going to happen in January at this point because I need to get past this because I, like all of you, I need to get this puzzle piece in there. I need to get this taken care of. But I love you and thank you for your patience. As soon as I get past this, I'll be taking appointments again. But I do have this hearing coming up in 2 weeks. So I've also sent letters to some people in Washington, D.C. asking for their help. And there's some phenomenal people who are very pro-military. They're advocates for military. I'm just hoping that they're going to be able to get to helping me in time. So hopefully they'll be able to help do something this week. But so for each of you, I'm asking that you, if you're inclined to, just say a prayer. Or multiple prayers, multiple times a day, or daily prayers. But if you could say a prayer for me, I would appreciate it. Because, when I get this wrapped up in this puzzle piece, the nice thing is I can move forward with all of you, and that's good, and get your appointments in. But I ask that you pray for me, pray for the situation, pray that the people I wrote are able to answer my call for help this week and step in to assist me. I ask that you pray for swift completion of my medical retirement and that it's in my favor and I receive the things that I'm entitled to. Because with my stuff, everything I've asked for is not anything extra. It's actually everything I am entitled to. So any prayers you could say would be much appreciated. It's funny, I was actually telling my mom the other day, I told her, I said, it's time for us to call in the prayer warriors on this. We need some help. And it's so funny that they're bringing up help now. So you are all my prayer warriors, and I love you, and we are on the same team. So if you be my prayer warriors, I thank you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Even chanting, because it's funny. My friend Bev, she's Buddhist, and Buddhists, the way they pray is they do chanting, and it's unbelievable. She is so powerful. Like, she will do chanting for people, and it's like magical. It's like when she sits down to chant for someone, miracles happen. So I need to probably ask her for help too, because I have not asked her, because I am, again, just like all of you, been standing here doing it on my own. So that's where we're at, ladies. It's time for us to open up to help from others. It's also time for us to open up to our twins. But opening up to our twins, because it's so interesting when working with the twin dynamic, because we're mirrors of each other. He needs to open up his heart to you. Well, you need to open your heart to him. You begin that by opening up to others. Because you've been carrying these burdens single-handedly. You've not been allowing others to help. Be it because you're fearful you'll be disappointed. Be it because you're fearful that, okay, well, what if they see that, I'm not Superwoman? And what if they see that I can't really do everything on my own? And what if they, what if they don't think that I'm weak? And, what if they doubt me? And what if that makes them think less of me? Ladies, we're human. We are. And as humans, we are meant to be in communion with each other. We are meant to be in connection with others. That's why we live in communities. That's why we work in communities. We are not meant to be alone. We're not meant to go at it alone. So why don't we make today the day that we stop carrying this burden and doing this all on our own? Let's finally start helping each other. Let's balance the scales of give and take, because many of you are constantly giving to other people. You know how they were saying that there's those repeater sixes because of inequality in a relationship? You have inequality in your relationship with your twin. You have inequality with your family members. You have inequality with your workplace, because you are constantly giving every little bit that you have of yourself. And you are not allowing others to do for you. It's time to let other people do for you, because you're drained. And people love you. They want to help. Allow them to help. Allow them to share their support and share their love. And you can do that by opening up and allowing them in. It's interesting because, there was this one card about the masculine coming and communicating his thoughts, his emotions. They were saying that he needs to, where's that card with Jesus? He needs to open up. Ladies, you need to open up too. This struggle, this burden that you've been carrying around, you have not been sharing with your friends. You haven't been sharing with your family. You haven't been sharing with those that love you most, who can help you and support you. Start by opening up and sharing that load with them. Even if it's just to share, like, oh my gosh, I had a horrible, stressful day today, and I just beside myself. Because even just sharing that, they'll give you a hug, it'll make you feel better. But as you open up to their love and support, I promise you that by doing that, it's going to actually make your bonds with your friends and family, everybody, is actually going to deepen as you open up authentically to others and allow them in. Because, it's just, kind of like the masculine. We were talking earlier about how he needs to, he wants this love and happiness so much, but he's refusing to open up to true unconditional love with you. But love comes in all forms and fashion. And opening up to that love comes in all forms and fashion. And for you ladies, many of you have been afraid of opening up to other people for their help because you're fearful that they will let you down. You're fearful that you cannot count on them. So you've stayed closed off to their help. You've stayed closed off to their love. So I challenge each of you to open up to that. Even here, we can all even start it small here. Even open up. Like I threw the first gallon down of asking for your prayers because I do need them. I appreciate it. I love each and every one of you very much. And I really appreciate you being here for me and supporting me and helping me. So now I ask, what do you need? If any of you need prayers, let me know. Put a comment below. And I'd be happy and honored to add you to my daily prayer list. And I'm sure others that are on this channel, when they see your call, they will too step up and put you on their prayer list. Because ladies, we are a community. We really are. There aren't many of us twins out there. And we need to help each other. Because we really have been putting it in. We're worn out. We're beat down. We've been through a lot. We're just ready for these magical wishes to finally come true. You know, we have been rubbing that lamp so hard for so long. We might rub a hole through it. But we're at the end, ladies. We are at the finish line. We are guaranteed success. We just need to hang in there a little bit longer. We need to help each other cross that finish line. So if you need prayers, you can put a comment below. You don't even need to go into any details. All you can just say is, you can just say simply, please pray for me. And put your real name, because I know some of you have, if you do want to do this so we can all pray and think of each other and help each other cross that finish line. It does help to know a first name. So if you could put that in there, if you have a unique call sign handle with your name. But put that out there. You don't have to share any details. If you want, you can say that, hey, I need my team to throw me their prayers because I'm struggling with my divorce, or please pray for me. I'm struggling at work, or I'm struggling to get my business going, or I'm struggling to get out of this job, or I'm whatever it is. But if you put that, we can all step in to surround you with love and support and help, because that's what we're here for, and that's what this channel is for. Because we ladies, we are at the end. We are at the final leg of this race. It's been long. It's been a marathon. It's not a small little short sprint. I mean, we have been in a marathon, but we are about to cross that line. We are about to bring that medal home. So let's encourage each other. Let's love each other. Let's support each other. Let's help each other finish this damn race that we have been going through for so long. Let's finish it before we rub a hole through that little genie lamp and bring home that hard-earned medal that we deserve, that we have earned, we are entitled to. And then let's come into union. Because ladies, you are going to be coming into union. I think I showed you this card. It is going to be happening. You're headed that way. You just have to finish this first stuff. That's all. You just got to get this out of the way. You got to put this little puzzle piece in, lock that in, and then you're good. Now, this one. Okay. So, you have a lot of support, just like your other half. What is supporting you this month? You actually have two cards. The first one is the Diamond Dreamer, material wealth and true prosperity. But this is about manifesting the things that cannot be seen into your reality. Because you get all these signs, like especially, you get these signs that, okay, I'm going to have this successful career. I'm going to have this successful business. I'm going to come into union with him. And you get these signs and these messages and these synchronicities. But then it's like time and time again, you're like, well, why am I not seeing any of this happen? Why aren't my dreams coming to fruition? Why aren't things manifesting? And some of you have started even questioning your guides and angels, like, okay, I'm really sick of you all giving me these nonstop 24/7 signs and nothing is happening. I'm stuck here. I can't get this to move. I can't get things with him to move. I've almost rubbed a hole in this lamp. I'm really doubting my intuition and it's on full blast. I hear you all the time. I see your signs nonstop. But when is something physically going to happen? Ladies, you are going to start to see the physical manifestation. Many of you are going to start to notice that this month. This is about a project finally, because this is tied to money. Because again, in all these cards, you've got money, love, money, love, money, love. You are going to see things physically shift this month. You are going to see positive manifestations of the things that you desired. For many of you, it's material gain. So for some of you, you are going to be receiving some news about money, finances, abundance. Maybe you might be getting a nice big bonus this month. But positive things are happening. But you're also going to notice diamond in a rough. Oh, okay. Like, what are they talking? Sometimes they'll tell me things, and it takes me a minute to catch on to what they're saying. Okay. So diamonds. Diamonds are created because the rock and things, they are under tremendous pressure. Tremendous pressure is what creates a diamond. And you, my dear, ladies, you are diamonds. You've been under a lot of pressure. You have. You've been overwhelmed. You've been stressed. You've been overburdened. But that pressure is about to break. It's about to break the outer shell so that this diamond, so that you can pop out. And you can pop out into all the things that you've desired. Not just love, but you are going to get union. You are going to get the love with your beloved. But you're also going to get all these other things that you've been working so hard toward, that you've been desiring. You are the diamond. The pressure is about to be lifted. And for many of you, that's actually something that's going to start happening for you this month. Many of you this month, you are going to finally start seeing the physical manifestations of the things that you've been knowing were going to occur. For some of you, you've known for years how things were going to play. Now you're going to start to have it happen. The other thing in your favor this month, you have the sacred union. Partnership romance. And this really is all about, a beautiful partnership, something that is true. Something that, you are able to manifest, you are able to bring into reality. It's harmonious, it's happy, it's balanced give and take. When you look at this, she's not just all leaning all over him like an octopus with her arms wrapped around, her legs wrapped around him, and dragging as he's totally hands off walking in the direction. She's got her arms embraced with him. He has his arms embraced with her. They're both equally giving. And that's where you're headed this month, because when things okay, so for some of you, you have, they were saying like octopus arms. Some of you have almost felt like that, like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I'm obsessive with this guy. I want this guy. He doesn't want anything to do with me. I think of him. I call him. I try. I put effort. I do sweet, nice things for him. And all he does is he just goes down this path with this other person. And I'm making all this up in my head. Whoa, this isn't working. Hang in there. Don't give up. Don't give up, ladies. You're going to start to see some changes. But again, for most of you, there is divine timing at play, but you are going to see things shift with him when this chapter is completed. But you are about to complete that chapter this month. Now, as far as what's a challenge this month, because for some of you, maybe it's not completely wrapped up this month, you have this card, Clean It Up. It's card 21. And this is all about getting the core of a situation, freeing ourselves from a burden, sweeping away and getting rid of all the stuff that isn't serving us, getting away with all the clutter. You've got all these clouds up around his head, getting clarity. But this is all about, not allowing things to bog us down, not allowing things to weigh us down, not allowing things to keep us from having the clarity that we need. Keep us from making decisions because, we're overburdened or we're weighed down or we're just stressed and overwhelmed. So for many of you, that's why it's a challenge for you this month, because you're trying to come to the culmination point of this so you can get to this. But there's a lot, because again, you're under pressure. You are morphing into this shiny, sparkling 12-carat diamond. Well, it takes a lot of pressure to make a big old sparkling, gorgeous 12-carat diamond. Don't break, ladies. It's a lot. Many of you are going to be very stressed this month. You're going to have a lot of things that you have to do. Don't allow yourselves to be overrun. I had to take a deep breath. So they're saying, breathe. Breathe. When you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm going to snap, I'm going to lose it, take a deep breath, calm down. And then just, ask that they help you. Ask, you've got a whole team, just like your twin. Ask for their help. Help me know what are my priorities? Where do I start? Okay, you want me to start with this? Now, can you help me do this? And for many of you, because you are givers, you like to give and do for others all the time, say no to some people this month. Don't take on additional things that you don't need. Give yourself plenty of space to focus on what you need to be focusing on this month. You need to be focused on creating that diamond. You need to be focused on putting that puzzle piece in. You need to be focused on you. This is the month to take care of you. Now, as far as what you are unaware of, you have the Six of Autumn. And at the bottom it says, the good you do comes back to you. An unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely, or repaying a debt. And then you have Queen of Summer. And at the bottom it says, listen to your heart, intuitive insights you can trust, taking care of others perhaps too much. Now, this is all about, balanced. It's about, being blessed financially, having successful business, success in finances, success with investments, really truly being blessed. It's also about, it's interesting because the thing that we've got also over and over is balancing your giving and taking, allowing yourself to open up to receive. Which is interesting because this whole very beginning spiel was about that. To open up to this, to close this chapter, to have these things, it really is coming into a place of balancing your giving and your taking. You're always giving, ladies. You are always giving to others. Heaven is about ready to give back to you. And that's what you're not aware of. And that's what they're saying with this card. Traditional tarot, this actually has a wealthy man, and he's got his arm extended out of a window, and he's just throwing coins, just throwing money at people. So for some of you, you are not aware that you are about to receive some financial inflow this month. So again, earlier, maybe you're going to be getting a bonus. This struggle that you've had, maybe, you're struggling to start your business. Maybe you're going to get this burst of new clientele. Maybe you're going to get a new big contract. But you are not aware that this month you're going to start to have success monetarily. Things are going to come into balance. These struggles, these delays that you've had are going to be over. You're going to see the physical manifestation of things moving forward. Now, you see, Queen of Summer, she's the Queen of Cups. At the top it says loving, comforting, emotional, intuitive. She's calm, she radiates love. However, she is cautious because she gives everything. She's very loving, she's very open. She's all surrounded by these sunflowers. Sunflowers are about happiness and joy and bliss. And so she jumps in with all of her heart. She gives everything that she's got. And that's what you have done, and that's what you do. But you are guarded. You see how she's got her hand on her hip, and she's kind of like looking back, looking toward him like, Can I really trust what you're saying this time? Are you really actually going to take action on what you're saying this time? Or are you just going to be blowing smoke up my skirt again? Are you going to be giving me kind words of love but not doing anything about it? Or are you actually going to step up and do something this time? Are you going to be the King of Wands? But she's given a great deal. And now she's guarded. She's hesitant. She's cautious because she hasn't received equally. All she's done is give. And ladies, with your twin, you have given and given and given. You've gone above and beyond. You've done special things for him. You've reached out to him. You've shown him that you love him. Many of you, you've told him how you feel about him. He has not told you how he feels about you. He has not taken the initiative with you. He may have told you that, oh, I feel you're the one. I feel this is meant to be. I feel these things, but he hasn't taken any action. Many of you, he's taken action in the complete opposite direction. Building things with someone else. It's understandable. It's made you a little hesitant. It's made you a little guarded. But this is again a card of what you're unaware of. Things are about to come into balance. You are about to start receiving, and you're about to start receiving in love. So, for those of you, some of you may be hearing from him this month. Others of you, it may be you need to do your preparation this month for next month, because this is the month that you complete this financial stuff, and then next month this comes in and rolls in. Now, for some of you, it may be swift. Some of you, they're saying you may, wrap all this up. You'll hear from him this month. But again, to prepare to allow him in, you have to let that guard down. You've got to take that hand off your hip and stop glaring. Be open to love again. Be open to miracles again. Because you felt the miracle, you know he's your other half. But because it has been a marathon, you've begun to doubt it. You've begun to give up hope. But you're not aware that things are about to shift and change. For the better, ladies. No more giving all the time and never receiving. Because, which ones, you have to be in balance. He has to be in balance. Then you come into union with a whole bunch of other stuff. Divine timing, all types of stuff. But you're there. Now, as far as, okay, masculine, hopefully you've been hanging on. What the Divine Feminine wants you to know this month, you have 2 cards. Reach them. Okay. Let's see. We have... Okay, so first one you have is far away places. Get ready for new horizons. And this is all about stopping... You can do that. Stopping the playing everything safe, really getting ready to take charge in our life, getting ready to start new horizons, beginning a new journey, having that inner shift, that inner change in order to fulfill our destiny, to move forward into our destiny. Stepping out of old habits, old routines, old behaviors, old way of doing things, old paths that we keep going down, old comfort that we, like, oh, she's my old sturdy comfort. She's my comfy, cozy blanket. It's stepping out of the way that we always do things in order to prepare for the change that is coming. And masculine, that's what she wants you to know this month. That it's okay for you to step away from how you've always done things. It's actually essential, just like you. In order for you to move forward and share your emotions, share your feelings, share the truth, communicate with her, she needs to drop that hand off of her hip and let that chip off her shoulder go. You need to stop doing the things that you've always done in the past. You need to stop the behaviors. You need to stop. And it doesn't have to be something extreme as, okay, you keep going back to someone, or you've got a drinking problem or drug problem or sex addiction problem. It could just be something of a, you're fearful of love because you've been hurt in the past, and you constantly choose to be alone. You constantly choose to be the wanderer, the loner. You want love and happiness, but you're fearful of change. Well, to get this happiness that you desire, she wants you to know that you have to give up that belief. For some of you masculine, there's something tied to money. You do not believe there's fears about money, as though you don't think that you have enough money. You don't think you can offer enough money. For some of you, you've been in a relationship with someone in the past where it was totally, it was founded on money and finances and relationship. Because again, it was a conditional relationship. It's not an unconditional love, which is what this connection is. It was conditional. So, how much money can you bring to the table? How are you going to support me and keep me in this lifestyle? And if you can't keep me at this certain lifestyle, if I'm not going to have my Louis Vuitton, and I'm not going to have my Gucci, and I'm not going to be able to drive my Lexus, and I'm not going to have this and have that, then I don't have any interest in you. But for many of you, that's put fear and doubt in you, even though, again, for many of you, it's not that you have money financial issues, but it's because someone was using you for financial reasons, and they would tear you down, and they made you feel used, and made you feel, some of you, they made you feel lesser than. So now you're like, oh my gosh, I have this great connection. But, what if it's conditional? What if she's just using me for what she can get? What if it's going to turn out to be this nightmare again? You do have the money in the finance. Some of you, there's also fear about, you want to get married, you want to have a family, but you're fearful of being able to financially sustain a family. You see in this image, there's they've got these poles, this little makeshift building. So some of you are thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to be able to sustain, take care of her? What if we have a child or multiple children? How am I going to be able to provide for us? You have to overcome that fear. There's nothing for you to be financially worried about. You are provided for. And many of you actually make really good money. So it's a complex. It's something that's just kept you stuck. But that is something that you need to let go of in order to move forward. Now, the next card that's interesting. You have the Queen of Scrolls. And what they were pointing out is, how, again, earlier we were talking about these 3 paths, gents, that you had to choose between, the comfort ones that you always go to with your squirrel and your raccoon, and then you've got your fox, the bag of scrolls. You've turned your back on the bag of scrolls. You've turned your back on your twin flame, who is the Queen of Scrolls. Now, hopefully you can see that. So the Queen of Scrolls. You see she's got all this stuff swirling around her. She's got her third eye illuminated. She's got a lot of energy, a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge. She has a lot of truth. She brings you information. She inspires you. She motivates you. You are connected to her. You have a spiritual connection. So for many of you, even though you've tried to turn your back on her, she's your blessing, she's your happiness, she's your wise choice, you're like, I'm going to turn my back. You still have the connection. You still have telepathic communications. You still hear her. You still feel her. But the nice thing is they're saying that, you have come to that point in that realization of realizing that it's that type of connection, but it's making that choice. You're still torn about, choosing and going down a new path. But she's very wise. She's here, her purpose is to, help you move down a new path, help you to see the truth. Help you to develop and grow and step into a place of unconditional love, of deeper love, of opening up to love. Something that won't burn you and hurt you in the end. Now, the Queen of Scrolls, so masculine, she is your twin flame. Now, she could be someone that is in the communications field. She could be in marketing. She could be a counselor. She could be a teacher. She could be an author. But she's about truth. So for many of you, what she needs you to know is that she wants the truth. You want to give her the truth. And you got that banner, want to communicate the truth. You want to give that to her. Well, she needs that. She needs the truth. She needs to really know What was going on? Why did you turn your back on her? Why did you turn your back on this connection? And remember that she loves you unconditionally. But she needs the truth. She needs that understanding. Because outside of this being a person, it's really about a deeper understanding, knowing the truth. Expansion. Being able to step through the door because we have the truth, because we have the knowledge. We figured out the hidden mysteries. She will step through that door with you, but she needs you to communicate with her. She needs you to communicate the truth with her. Now, ladies, let's see here. Let's see what you got. Okay, we're going to start with this one. Surrender to spirit. At the bottom it says, once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. So you've been trying really hard to finish this chapter, to start this new beginning, this thing tied to finances, money, career, for many of you, and you just feel stuck. You've been trying to come into union. You've been trying to make that happen. You've done everything you can. You've done every type of healing, every type of meditation you can find. You do affirmations all the time. You've let it go. You've let your focus of him go. You're focusing on career. You're focusing on this stuff. But you feel like both sides of the house are just stuck. And some of you feel like, okay, did I choose wrong? Did I interpret my messages wrong? Is he really not the one? I mean, I'm pretty sure that he is. But why is it not happening? And then why is this not happening? And why is it everywhere there seems to be a roadblock? Ladies, allow God and the angels to help you. Call on God, call on Jesus, call on the angels to help you. And let them take care of getting you across this last mile, get you across this finish line. Because the beautiful thing is, we were talking earlier, there's a spiritual war going on. We know that. There's a spiritual war between dark and light. You are on the cusp of change. It is big change. That's why you are under a lot of attack. But at this point, just throttle back and let God deal with it. You're like, I've done everything that I can. I need you to complete this. I need you to get this off the ground. I need you to finish this chapter for me. And I need you to bring this together for me. So I can stop rubbing this lamp all the time, because I'm really sick and tired of rubbing the lamp all the time and not having anything happen. So God, can you just please take care of this for me? So this month, ladies, let God take care of it. You have a whole team helping you. Let them do it. Let them help. Now, again, you do have to ask for their help. Just like your twin, he needs to ask for help. You need to ask for help too. Ask for help. They won't step in on your free will, and just let them do it. You're destined for it. Your intuition's super sharp and clear. Let them bring this home. Let them crack this diamond open. It is time, ladies. Allow it to happen. Because deep down, even some of you have fear. Because deep down, when this culminates and this happens, and for many of you, it's going to be one right after the other. Boom, boom. The way that you have always lived, just like your twin, it's beautiful how twins are always mirrors of each other. The way he has always lived, the moment the two of you move forward together is going to forever be changed. He's going to go from being in a relationship that's conditional to not feeling loved, to not feeling appreciated, to being feel like he's been used, abused, unappreciated, devalued, into a relationship where he is valued. There's unconditional love. It's a blessing. It's a joy. It's fulfilling. life is going to be completely different. Or he's going to go from being stuck in a state of loneliness to, oh my gosh, I'm fulfilled, I'm happy, I'm joyful. They're also saying it feeling like in a relationship that's not controlling. Oh my gosh, she loves me so much, but she doesn't sit and control me all the time. She doesn't watch everything that I do. This is amazing. But life as he knows it's going to be completely different. Same thing for you. Life as you know it is going to be completely different. For many of you, you're going to go from being single to sharing your home, sharing a life with someone, opening up to someone. Many of you are going to be moving. Many of you, this change is career change at the same time of having love change and relocating. But you're going to have all this bliss and happiness. Your life is going to go into a state of joy and bliss, and the things that you've always desired, these dreams that you've had, are finally going to manifest. Life as you know it will be completely different. And deep down, some of you has been like, oh, am I ready? Am I ready? Am I ready for this? You're ready for it. Now just open up and allow it to happen. Now for some of you, it's funny because they were talking about his health here too. How stuff's affecting his health. So for some of you ladies out there, this month it's time for you to focus on your health. Focus upon divine and perfect health. And at the bottom it says, God and Archangel Michael, thank you for continuously reminding me to focus upon perfect health and for guiding my actions so that they support my well-being. So for some of you, there is dietary changes that they've been wanting you to make. They've been wanting you to cut some sugar, some alcohol. They've been wanting you to make some dietary changes. They're encouraging you to do that this month. For some of you, you have been encouraged to start getting into an exercise routine. And do that this month. But for many of you, it's focused on actual physical health. Doing things for your physical health, your physical well-being. You have been beaten and battered and gone through all this stuff. It's now time to get your body back in shape. Get yourselves ready. Now for some of you, you have some physical health things, but they're saying that they're going to help you with those things. They're going to lead you to the right medical care. And for some of you, there's even some little bit of spiritual healing. They're going to lead you to the right spiritual healer. But focus on that this month. Okay. Now, you have twin flame. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. So, you already know he's your twin. Now, you have begun to think that you've got it wrong, it's not going to happen. They're saying to not give up. Now, if you look at this closely, you will see that she's guarded. She's got her arms up above her heart. She's protecting her heart. Similarly, like here, she's got her hand on her hip. She's defensive, not wanting to open up. She's not wanting to open up. You've got the angel putting his arm up like, nope, hold on, wait, she's not ready yet. She's not ready. Ladies, you have not been ready. You think that it's him, but it's actually you. Because again, you are the ones taking the lead. You are the ones in charge. To get these communications, to get these things that you want, to get these new beginnings, you got to pull that sword out. You've got to let your guard down. When you open to love, he opens to love. And it's like that with all things in a twin dynamic. So for many of you, I would get asked by, clients and also in messages in YouTube, well, why do I have to let go? What do I have to let go? Well, when you let go of him, he lets go of his ex. When you let go of him, he lets go of his addictions. We hold on to things fiercely when we're fearful. We're not going to get it. When we're fearful, it's not going to happen. When you trust that, okay, well, it's going to happen when it's meant to happen, divine timing. You let go of the need to control. He does the same thing. Well, now you're at the point that you need to open up to love so that he will open up to love. He wants to communicate. He's ready to communicate. For most of you, he has come to the realization that you're the right path. Is he fearful? Is he still overthinking all those things? Well, yeah. But for many of you, it's also because there is divine timing at play. They're going to keep him stalled and doing these other things while you wrap up this chapter. He will continue to be stalled until you are ready and you have opened up to love and you've let that guard down. You're in control, ladies. Remember that. This month, focus on letting your guard down. Focus on opening up to love again. Now, when I picked up those cards and I was looking at them, they were telling me this card. It goes with this card. He is your twin flame. He is your path. He is your meant to be. Don't give up. You have the One of Scrolls. This would be swords in traditional tarot. And it's on track. And if you look, there's this man, and he's getting ready to board this train. But he's like looking over his shoulder at the other tracks, thinking like, well, maybe I need to catch another train. Because, you know, he's looked at his map, he's looked at the places he wants to go, you know, he's made his decision, but he's still, you know, not really sure, like maybe this isn't the right choice. And that's where you're at, ladies, because many of you, you know, you've thought about it, you've thought about him for a very long time. You're like, oh, he's my twin, he is my meant to be, he is the one I want. Man, I want to ride that train. I want to jump on that train. I want to begin that new journey with him. I want that new, fresh start. I want that. I desire that. But now you've been waiting for so long because you see there's like no one else in the train station. Train station's emptied other than him. But you've been waiting a very, very long time. And during that time, some of you have become ambivalent. You've begun to look at the other tracks like, maybe I should jump on a different train. Maybe this one isn't the one for me. Maybe you know, I had it all wrong. But you see this, there's this clock up here. It's been divine timing. You're going to ride that train. You're going to start that new journey with him. But it's been divine timing at play. That's why you've been waiting. Divine timing. Other things had to culminate and complete first. It was not time. But now it's time. You know, they're ready. The engines are up and running. You see the smoke. They are ready to pull out. They're ready to blast that horn and get it moving forward. You're being compelled to stay on track with your twin. You're being compelled to go on ahead and board that train and begin that new journey with him. It's not the wrong choice. Some of you are fearful that's the wrong choice. Some of you are going to have him come and communicate. Say yes. They're saying say yes. So for some of you, he's going to come forward. He's going to communicate how he feels with you, feels for you, and what he wants to have with you, and how he wants to have a future for you. And some of you, it may be overwhelming. Some of you, he may come straight out with a, hey, let's move in together. Like full speed. I'm ready. I've made my decision. I totally get it. I have total clarity. Let's do this now. And for some of you, you are going to be hesitant because of the past and everything that's gone on. You're going to be hesitant. Okay, well, what if this isn't really going to happen? What if, you know, I can't trust this? Say yes. Jump on board. It is the right path. You are on track to move forward with him. It's been a timing thing. But that is the thing that has sabotaged it, because you've been waiting for so long. You've been waiting for so long for things to happen, for things to move forward. But this inaction, his indecision, for some of you, his wishy-washiness, because for many of you, he's in, then he's out. He's in, then he's out. And yes, it's the twin flame dynamic. There's reasons on both ends. But that's been going on for so long. Now, many of you are at the point that you're like, oh, this thing is delayed forever. This train is never leaving the station. It just never is. You know what? I better just jump on board with another train, because this thing is stalled out. This is not going to happen. They might as well throw this in the junk recycle pile. But it's preparing to leave the station, ladies. The smoke's going. You just need to jump on board. And you will jump on board and be able to do so. Oh, that's neat. They're just showing me the stars. So, he's divinely guided and protected. And you are divinely guided and protected. This union's protected. It really is. You just need to open back up to it. So this month they're encouraging you to open back up. Release the fear, release the hesitations, release the, even for some of you, it's still even it's a lingering thought that, okay, well, what if it's not really going to happen this time? And what if it's going to turn out like it did the other? You're doing the same thing he is. With his negative Nancy, oh, what if it doesn't turn out? Oh, I'm doubting it. Oh, I'm fearful. Thinking worst case scenario. That's still what some of you are doing. And again, you are the ones in the lead, ladies. So when you stop that worst case scenario thinking in your mind, fearful that, oh, it's just going to be a repeater, things are going to just play out like they did before. If you stop that, if you get back to a place of knowing this is the right path for me, he is the one for me. I know that we are divinely watched over. I know that God, angels, divine, they've got this. They're going to bring us together. I'm going to ask for their help to open back up to this love, to be ready to receive this love, to be ready to share this love, to be ready to hear this communication. I'm going to let them take care of the divine timing, but I'm going to be open and ready. They're encouraging you to do that this month. Open yourselves, be ready, allow God to take care of everything else with your twin and with this situation many of you are dealing with, and just focus on your health. So, hopefully that helps everyone. I do wish you all an amazing month filled with a lot of love, joy. Holy crap, this is long. Almost 2.5 hours. Whoa. So if you have sat through this, you deserve an award. So wish you all an amazing month with a lot of love, joy, and blessings.